against this Jeskai Dragons concoction of Charles Davis, and we'll see how it goes. And a lightning bolt looks like to be the draw for Charles. We're going to see a colonnade come down, and Cody top deck the wooded foothills, which isn't too crazy to see because he is playing, you know, probably 20 lands, and he did only have one in his opener. He's definitely going to shock himself to get a Sacred Foundry if I had to guess. Yep. And we're probably going to see Lava Spike hold up Lightning Bolt. I can't remember. Oh, maybe just Eidolon. I don't know. Eidolon, when you're at a lower life, isn't maybe the best because it just is going to kill you. So Charles is going to untap and draw. And it looks like a Scalding Tarn was the card he drew, but he has an answer to the Eidolon. He does have actually a Lightning Helix, which gains him 1. So he would go up to 18 life. After the 2 trigger would put him down to 15. He would gain 3 back up to 18 from hitting the Eidolon. So he's going to go ahead and play the Scalding Tarn, I believe, as it is the red source he needs to play any of the removal spells that he has in his hand. Unless he has a Path to Exile, he could path the Eidolon and then just leave the Scalding Tarn up, but I think he just has to eat 3, go to 14, and grab a Steam Vents. Yeah. So Charles is going to search through his deck for a shock land. It's going to be the Steam Vents. And with this, I assume he's going to cast Lightning Helix while he's tapped out so he doesn't have a chance to Skull Crack or Flames of the Blood Hand, both of which say it prevents the gaining of life. So 3 is going to hit that. He's going to knock Charles down to 13, or down to 12, I guess, back up to 15. Sure, 15 all. That's where we're at right now. Oh yeah, he was at 14, goes down to 12, up to 15. Yeah, I just mistyped. Boros Charm's going to put Charles down to 11. And he's going to untap and draw. And it looks like that is a Dragon Lord Ojutai. Not exactly what he wanted to see. If he has a Mutavault, that's pretty stellar, though. As you can pay Mutavault into itself to counterspell anything. The 15 by Cody Hill's name is his life total, and the 15 by Charles Davis's name is his life total. The 1-0 and the 0-1 dictate what the game count is. As in, it is game 2, and Cody lost the first one, Charles won Chucky won the first one. So he is up 1-0. Sorry if you had commented for a while and I just responded. My apologies. Treasure Cruise is legal in Standard, but it is banned in Modern. Kings Rock 11, good luck to you in your tournament, and we wish you the best of luck here at Hometown Hobbies. Chucky's going to go to 10. I never marked the 11, but he cracks a fetch to go down to 10 in response to this Skull Crack. And he's checking his hand out, and I'm not sure what he's going to do here. It looks like Twitch is quite a bit behind, like a minute and a half or so. So, terribly sorry for the lag. I wasn't expecting it to be that drastic. But as I'm looking at the Twitch stream right now, Charles just now Lightning Helix the Eidolon. So, that was like 2 minutes ago, roughly. I didn't think that it was that laggy, or that far behind. Chuggy's looking through his deck for a Steam Vents tapped. Doing a quick shuffle, and it looks like this 3 is going to not be dealt, as he is going to Spell Snare the Skull Crack. Looks like Cody had a Lightning Helix and a Lightning Spike, or Lava Spike, not a Lightning Spike. And that looked like a fetch land, so Cody has 9 points, 12 points of damage in his hand. This should be lethal, assuming Chucky doesn't have counterspell magic, but he's just going to pass it back, and Charles is going to draw a Lightning Helix, which if Cody Skull Cracks him at the end of turn, I'm surprised he didn't play Lava Spike, and just hold up the Skull Crack. He's just going to pass. Cody's going to go down to 14 to fetch. Mountain comes down for Cody. Yes, I do think that Tron could do well because I think it plays one of the better cards in Modern and Ancient Stirrings. That card is pretty stellar. I am surprised that it is still like $2 or so, as it should be like a $6 card pretty soon. But yeah, Ancient Stirrings I think gives Tron enough reach to be able to compete with all of these decks, and not just compete, but possibly dominate all of these decks. It depends on the draws. It always has. So it looks like Snapcaster is going to come down, flashback a Lightning Helix, which is not going to gain life because of that, putting Charles down to 4 life with the 3 and 3. Cody goes to 11, however, and Cody's going to untap, draw, and probably play 2 burn spells into tap mana. Yeah, that's going to be it. We're going to go to game 3. Charles is going to be on the play, and Cody is going to be on the draw as we even the match out to 1 and 1 each. Cody's looking at his sideboard and he's checking out Rakdos Charm, and I don't think that's necessarily one you want. Wear Tear neither. Can't tell what that one is. Oh, it's a Tainted Remedy. For those of you who don't know, I believe it says whenever a player would gain life, they lose that much instead. I want to make sure because I don't want to misquote you. I know it's from Origins. Magic Origins that just came out. It costs 2 and a black, it's an enchantment, and it says if an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. So it's a pretty interesting card against like Soul Sisters and stuff. Like they can't really beat that unless they draw their Disenchant ability, which might actually just be Disenchant, because that card is not the worst. It sees play, it's legal because it was in Time Spiral as a time-shifted rare. So it's not out of the question to see a card like that see play here. But yeah, so tomorrow, starting at approximately noon, we will be back up on the stream, bringing you guys hopefully hours and hours of fun Magic tomorrow. Best game in the world, really. I'd say after baseball. I am a little biased. I'm from Cincinnati, so we love our baseball. But here we are at Hometown Hobbies in wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wild West Virginia, in Huntington, West Virginia, as a matter of fact. And yeah, we're going to be playing some Magic tomorrow. So come on down. Right now we're in the top 8 of our Modern F&M. We have Cody Hill on the left playing Mardu Burn, and Chucky Davis on the right playing Just Guy Dragons. Both of these players have yet to be featured tonight. Both have played on the stream before. Ball's Hard. If you are asking me a good deck to start in Modern, honestly, just if it depends on how much you're looking to spend, 2, how experienced you are with Magic, and that actually does matter quite a bit, and 3, what your playstyle is. But I would suggest, if you're fairly new to Magic, because I don't know, I would suggest Mono Red. 1, it is one of the cheaper decks to build. 2, it is incredibly powerful, and 3, it's just a fast deck. Like, you'll never have to really wait to play. I would say you win a majority of your games, which is always just the best feeling for when you're getting into a new format. And it'll also, if you do well at your local tournaments and they give out store credit, it'll acquire you and accrue enough store credit to eventually get the really different and more high variance decks. Like, you can possibly, if you ever want to play Abzan Collected Company, you might be able to. Yeah, as Jebedy Jeb said, Jebedy Jeb said, Burn is definitely one of the easiest decks to play in Modern. It's also one of the cheapest, and he's also a little biased. I happen to know him. He loves mono red, specifically goblins. There we go. I've been awake for a while, and the more tired I get, the more tongue twisted I get, and I try to talk really fast, so sometimes I get really tongue twisted. Thank you for bearing with me, everybody, and after this, if they play out top 4, we'll have top 4 up, depending on how late it is. By midnight, actually, I doubt we'll be able to do top 4. So hopefully top 4 splits, because at midnight, I have to be done either way. That's what time airdrops closes. So, yeah. Oh. Dorotheus, I respect that knowledge. I definitely wouldn't doubt it. The only problem is showing somebody that they need to buy. Granted, it's not total. It's total cost versus single cost, but the Cavern of Souls and the Aether Vials would probably make somebody not want to pick up that deck because of how expensive those cards are, compared to Goblin Guides and Fetches being your only really expensive cards. However, if you build the deck that Cody has, you have to get Confidants, and those are 40 apiece, so it really, honestly, balls hard. It depends on what you want to play. If your playstyle is green, you might want to look at Elves. If your playstyle is white, you might want to look at Soul Sisters. Blue, Merfolk. Red, Goblins, like not just Burn, like Goblins. Black, Vampires, like there are a lot of different decks. It just depends on what you like and what oh, he actually said exactly what I said. Yeah, it stinks that how far apart we are. But Goblin Guide's going to come down for Cody off of a Blood Crypt fetch, putting him down to 17. It's going to attack Charles, and Charles is going to crack a fetch in response. He's thinking about it. He sets a Steam Vents aside, and he's trying to decide if he wants that, Sacred Foundry, or Hallowed Fountain. And it doesn't look like he wants the Steam Vents. He's going to get the Hallowed Fountain instead. And he's just going to naturally flip the land, because I think he did it in response to the before the attack. So all right, let's see what's going to happen. Goblin Guide's about to turn sideways. Turn that Goblin Guide sideways and flip the top card of your deck. Alright, let's see what it is. Cryptic Command. That is like the worst one for Chucky to see, as that is very mana intensive, and it's going to knock him down to 17 life. So we have 17 all here in Game 3 of our top 8 match with Cody Hill and Chucky Davis at Hometown Hobbies in beautiful Huntington, West Virginia, and part of Nerds Row. And we have Rare Drops, where we're actually streaming from right now. Then our shop, Hometown Hobbies, and then, of course, Purple Earth Comics, the 3 nerdiest shops in Huntington, all right in a row next to a pizza place. You can't ask for a better place. Chucky's going to go back up to 20 after his Sulfur falls into a Lightning Helix. Lightning Helix is surprisingly one of the, I would say, more iconic cards in Magic. Not only is it a very, very strong card, it is part of the, quote, greatest top deck, or the top deck of the century, I believe is what it was, quote, top deck of the century. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, YouTube Craig Jones Lightning Helix on YouTube. It is the most hype that you can get playing Magic. He does it in a top 8 of a Pro Tour, like in 2002, 2003, I can't remember. It was whenever Ravnica was in Standard. I believe it was a Standard tournament. So Chucky goes to 18, apparently. I missed that. Oh, Eidolon. Yeah. So Spellskite comes in for Chucky, and that is a card that Cody doesn't want to see necessarily, but granted, he has Lava Spike Boros Charm in his hand right now, so that might not matter too much. I don't know if he has a black source other than the Wooded Foothills on the far left, or the bottom of his hand. I don't know what his land in hand is, but it looks like he might be shocking himself. Yeah, he's going to go to 14. Alright, so Cody's going to go to 14, and he has 3 mana available now. And I'm not sure what he's going to do with it, other than Goblin Guide, possibly hold up Boros Charm. No, he's not going to swing in with Goblin. He's just going to attack with Eidolon. And I think that Charles should block, but he's just... Or no, I guess you don't block, actually. Yeah, you definitely don't block. Something as trivial as a magma jet, which I doubt